Welcome to the 5-Minute Prime Podcast. Quick, actionable tips to master personal finance and real estate investing. In just 5 minutes a day, we'll help you build wealth and achieve financial freedom. Hey, Prime investors, Martin Maxwell here. Welcome back to the 5-Minute Prime Podcast. This is episode 47. Last time, we talked about the dangers of chasing hot markets based on hype. Today, we're tackling a closely related pitfall, one that can drain your bank account faster than almost anything else in this business: misjudging tenant demand. Let's say you find what looks like a great property. You close the deal, maybe even do some renovations, and then crickets. Weeks turn into months, and the unit sits empty. Vacancy isn't just lost rent. It's a constant bleed of cash from mortgage, taxes, insurance, and utilities. Industry reports consistently show vacancies can cost landlords thousands of dollars per unit annually. So, what really happens when you get tenant demand wrong? It's more than just a quiet property. Let's talk real costs. When a unit sits empty, you're not just losing the potential rent, say $1,500 or $2,000 a month. You're also paying the carrying costs out of your own pocket, the mortgage principal and interest, property taxes, insurance, utilities, maybe even HOA fees. If those carrying costs are $1,800 a month, just 3 months of vacancy means you're out $5,400 plus the $4,500 to $6,000 in lost rent. That's over $10,000 evaporated from your bottom line fast. And it gets worse. Prolonged vacancies signal weakness to the market. While a specific percentage drop is hard to pin down universally, analysts agree that properties struggling to attract tenants can be perceived as less valuable, potentially making it harder to refinance or sell later at your target price. Think about what happened in some of the pandemic boom market. An investor might have bought a property in a previously quiet suburban or exurban area, hearing about the rush out of cities, thinking this is guaranteed demand. But maybe they didn't verify if that specific neighborhood had the jobs, amenities, or type of housing local renters actually wanted. As migration patterns shifted again post-pandemic and maybe hybrid work models changed, demand in some of those outlying areas cooled or became saturated with new supply. Suddenly, that goldmine property is sitting vacant for months, racking up huge losses. Assuming demand is everywhere, or that a national trend applies perfectly to your street corner, is where the financial pain begins. It's a costly mistake. So why do investors, especially when they're starting out, fall into this trap? It often comes down to a few common errors in thinking and research. First, trusting gut feelings over hard data. You find a property that you think is beautiful or in a neighborhood you like, and assume everyone else will feel the same. Who wouldn't want to live here? But investing isn't about your personal taste. It's about meeting the market's demand. Relying on emotion instead of objective analysis is a classic mistake many investors make. Second, overlooking local demographics. Tenant pools are diverse. Are you buying near a university? Students have different needs, like proximity to campus, maybe furnished units, than young professionals who might prioritize walkability, nightlife, or transit access, or families who look for good schools, parks, and more space. Buying a large single-family home in an area dominated by young singles or a small studio in a family-centric suburb means you're fishing in the wrong pond. You have to match the property to the actual renters in that specific micro-location. Third, and this is huge, skipping the rental market homework. Just because homes are selling doesn't mean they'll rent quickly or at the price you need. You absolutely must research local rental comps. Are similar units renting fast, or are they sitting vacant for 60, 90 days or more? Look at platforms like Zillow or apartments.com. Are landlords offering concessions like a free month's rent? Those are red flags signaling weak demand or oversupply. We saw this clearly in parts of the Sun Belt recently, where a construction boom led to oversupply and actual rent drops in markets like Austin and Phoenix. Ignoring these local rental signals and relying only on broad national trends or sales data is a direct path to empty units and empty pockets. This goes back to doing your R for research right. Okay, we know the risks and the reasons. Let's flip the script. How do you ensure there's demand for your specific property? Here's how you avoid the vacancy trap and align your investment with real tenant demand. It's all about focused local research. Tip 1, become a local rental listing expert. Don't just look at sales comps. Obsess over rental listings on Zillow, Apartments.com, maybe even Facebook Marketplace in your target neighborhood. How many similar units are available? How long have they been listed? What are the actual rented prices? Not just the asking prices. Are landlords offering concessions? If listings are piling up and sitting for weeks or months, that's a strong signal of weak demand or oversupply. Tip 2. Understand local absorption rates informally. While formal absorption rates are complex, you can get a feel for it. Track how many new rental listings appear each week in your specific niche. For example, 2-bedroom apartments under $2,000 in zip code you focus on, versus how many get rented as they disappear from listings. If way more are coming online than getting rented, the market might be saturated. Tip 3. Target tenant magnets. Where do people need to live? Research proximity to major employment centers, universities, hospitals, public transit hubs, and highly rated schools. Properties near these demand drivers consistently lease up faster and retain tenants longer. Good schools remain a huge draw for families. Walkability and transit access are increasingly important for many renters. Tip 4. Benchmark rents realistically. Use tools like Rentometer or thoroughly analyze comps on Zillow/Apartments.com. Plug in your property's address and details. See the range of rents for truly comparable properties nearby. If your projected rent is $200, $300 higher than the median for similar units, you're likely facing longer vacancies. Price competitively from day one. Tip 5. Talk to the boots on the ground. Your best intel often comes from local property managers, leasing agents, and even other investors at meetups. Like we discussed in episode 45, ask them, which neighborhoods are renting fastest right now? What types of units are in highest demand? What rents are actually being achieved? They see the day-to-day reality that data alone might miss. I know investors who dodge major vacancy issues simply because a local manager warned them about specific streets or buildings with hidden problems. Here's a bonus tip. Match the property features to the likely tenant demographic. Young professionals might value included high-speed Wi-Fi or secure bike storage. Families might prioritize a fenced yard or proximity to parks. Understanding your target renter helps you choose the right property and market it effectively. This deep research might not be glamorous, but it's your absolute best defense against the crippling cost of vacancies. Here's the crucial takeaway. Tenant demand is local and specific. Assuming people will rent your property just because it exists or because you bought in a nationally hot area is a direct path to financial trouble. Empty units mean empty pockets. Significant losses from carrying costs and lost rent are real consequences investors face when they get this wrong. Now your challenge today. Pick a property you own or are considering investing in. Spend 20 minutes researching the specific tenant demand for that exact type of unit in that immediate neighborhood. Check ZillowApartments.com for comparable rental listings. How many are there? How long have they been listed? Use Rentometer to check rent comps. Is there strong evidence of demand at your target rent price? Get specific. And as always, if this episode gave you valuable perspective, please subscribe to the 5-Minute Prime podcast, share it with a fellow investor, and leave us a review. Find more resources and tools at reiprime.com. I'm Martin Maxwell. Protect your profits by understanding your market. Keep learning, stay diligent, and build wisely.